AD carry and the support roams off to go ward river, ward, maybe even sometimes go up and ward for the mid lane because mid lane hasn't been buying wards, and then you get caught as the AD carry where if the mid lane had been doing their job, it would have been a 2v2 the whole time. I could be just a terrible AD carry with terrible footwork. It's likely.
That's agreed upon.
Yeah, but having the whole team do that work, that time traveled can be very key, especially in a game like this.
It's just the economic stimulus trickle down effect, as we like to call it. I mean, if you're getting the kills for your team, why not spare 75 gold by award?
Yep.
Help that team roll a little more.
Yeah, and that 75, that investment could turn into another kill in the next 3 minutes, and that's really what it's all about.
So we see a Malachi ban here from Don't Ward All Initiations Gaming, or DWAI, as we like to call him.
DWAI. And we got Hoodrat. Looks like they're thinking about who they're going to ban now. Maokai, a little bit of an unconventional ban. He is a popular champion, but not necessarily considered overpowered.
Normally you're going to see an Amumu replacing that Malachi in the ban, just from my common experience, at least in the solo queue that I'm
right.
stuck in.
We will see a first pick from DWAI Gaming, though, so maybe they're planning on that early Amumu, and they don't want the Maokai ult shutting down that damage. We also see an Orianna ban coming down from Hoodrat. Pretty standard ban. Orianna, very strong mid in the right hands, can be absolutely devastating, and it's not necessarily the most common ban, but it's not a bad ban, especially if you already know who you like mid. A Mumu ban going down though, maybe
DWAI is going to try and do some kind of AOE based comp, seeing as how they banned out Malachi first.
Yeah, it could be
speculation there.
Could be, but with the Amumu ban, with the Orianna ban, it's really starting to limit their potential on their AOE comp. Looks like the final ban is going to be coming from Hoodrat here any second. The Blitzlike ban, pretty standard, as we've seen every game so far we casted tonight. You really want to avoid those hooks.
By Hoodrat. Yep. We still got Malphite. We got Evelyn open.
Yeah, I'm real curious who they're going to pick first.
Good old Olaf, who is like a first pick ban, I guess, in the Eurasian meta.
Oh yeah, is that and he's a strong champion. There's really no straight up counter to him. Also, as a first pick, is he going jungle? Is he going top? You're not really sure. You don't want to counter pick him right away, as he is very flexible, and you could potentially be counter picking yourself by trying to counter pick an Olaf right away. We see the Nunu lock in. And I think we were saying earlier, it's not. I was a little surprised to not see the Nunus in the other games. And Nunu Caitlyn, Nunu Vayne, Nunu Kog'Maw, Nunu really any ADC.
Very strong. Blood Boil, OP.
Blood Boil, OP. And if he's
Shogoth, there we go. Glad to see him this tournament. Again, that's another potential top laner, potential jungler. Good in both roles.
Yep. And strong, yeah, very strong in both. His ability to show up, if he's able to land the Rupture, sometimes that's enough to secure the kill. He gets that silence in.
Caitlyn. There it is.
Yep. And we're going to see Zyra, Misfortune bot lane. Well, assuming that Zyra will be supporting. Again, another really strong lane. So it's really going to come down to the trades. It's going to come down to the footwork in bottom lane. I like the range advantage from Caitlyn. But Zyra's going to be able to force her out of the bushes. The bushes aren't going to really be that safe of a place, as there could be seedlings waiting in there. And as long as Zyra can land the stun, Caitlyn won't really be benefiting from her passive that much. Looks like we're going to see a Kassadin middle.
Counter picking against that Katarina, that is the #1 suggested counter pick on ChampionSelect.net. Little plug for them there. Love their website.
Yeah, it's a subsidiary of SoloMid.net. And I use it a lot as well. It's a great way, and if you're not sure about a matchup, they can. There's a comment section for all the matchups.
Oh, switches to Anivia, which is one of your preferred matchups versus Katarina, if I'm not mistaken.
I do like Anivia versus Katarina.
I like Kassadin.
Yeah, I like Kassadin too. I was hoping to see Kassadin.
We're getting trolled.
Actually, a couple seconds behind you here. But so the Nivea switches to a Karthus here, yep. And back, and no, maybe. Bird, spiders.
He's playing with my emotions.
Glitches. I really want to see the Anivia. I like it. I feel like you can bully the Katarina early. Yep, we're going to see the Anivia lock in. So you're able to bully the Katarina early when you know she doesn't have a lot of spells. You just save your Q, save your Q. As soon as she Shumpos, she's out of options. We are going to see a Kassadin counter pick, though. We might see Katarina top, Kassadin mid to defeat the bird, and that is one of my most feared matchups. Kassadin versus Anivia is very hard to deal with. He's able to early zone you out, especially if he opens with boots. It's so hard to hit a Kassadin. He already has decent move speed as a melee champion, and he's able to kind of wiggle around in the creep wave, avoid the Qs. The auto attacks don't really seem to affect him that much, and he can get his Qs off on you, silence, prevent you from activating your stun if you do shoot your Q at him. It's just a nightmare for Anivia pre-6. And then after 6, he's able to roam so easily. Anivia can kind of counter that by pushing the lane very quickly, but if Cass is off getting kills, an Anivia pushing mid isn't necessarily the best thing you want at the 6, 7, 8 minute mark.
Kassadin is also one of the top counter picks, Elise. So he's going to be good either mid or top, depending on where they go.
That's a good point.
So that was a good pick from Team Hoodrat.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how these lanes turn out. And we're still not quite sure. I would imagine that it's going to be Olaf jungle with Elise top, but it could. I have seen Elise jungle, so
It is viable. She does have a little CC and a gap closer with her repel.
Yep.
And increased movement speed in spider form. So
her spiderlings actually tank the as long as you get your footwork right in the jungle, her spiderlings will tank the jungle creep, allowing her to show up to the team fight with a little bit more health. And as long as she's landing her spells, and I mean obviously she's gonna be landing her spells in the jungle, as long as she prepares properly and is able to keep those spiderlings alive right before the gank, she should be able to replenish them all even if they're dying while tanking for her, and show up full capacity to the ganks. So I think this is going to be a really exciting game. A lot of mobility coming from Hoodrat with the Katarina, with the Kassadin, with the Cho'Gath range stun. There's a lot of potential to pick off a very slow Anivia, a very slow Zyra. While Olaf will be able to Ragnarok and get in there, he might not necessarily be able to catch anyone, as they can just blink away, Shumpo away, and make things very tricky for Don't Ward.
I'm curious to see what this Anivia can do. Katarina is one of his second most played champion in ranked.
That can
he
make
does have 40 ranked games as well under his season 2 belt here, so he knows the matchup, and he still opted for Anivia. So maybe that's saying something here.
Yeah, that's that really gives Anivia an advantage. Being able to know the ins and outs of your opponent is one of the key factors. It's one of my main strategies. Whenever I get beat really bad by a champion, I'll almost immediately go and learn that champion, figure out their ins and outs, become proficient with them, and that way when I face that matchup again, it's that much easier to do the lane, because you know their timers, you know their ranges, the things about them that maybe you thought were a little bit scary because you didn't understand how they work. No longer, yeah, and you're able to really use your knowledge as your leverage in that matchup.
To quote Sun Tzu here, know thyself, know thy opponent, and victory is assured.
That's great. I think we're going to need a lot more of the Sun Tzu quotes.
Oh, I'll be trying to drop that Sun Tzu wisdom down here.
I think the viewership will appreciate that.
Remember, all war is deception. There we go.
Wow, that's deep. I'm going to
contemplate on that for a minute in this champ select.
All right.
Oh, silence for the Sun Tzu, indeed.
Sun Tzu OP in the chat. And he really was. He was. All right. Well, both these teams are 2-0. Well, actually, I take that back. This was the bye bracket. So both teams have won. Hoodrat actually 2-0 here. DWAI has only had to win one game. So Hoodrat a little bit more tested, a little bit more warmed up maybe. And they got to be feeling good, 2-0 against a 1-0 team. So maybe mentally they have a little bit of an advantage there.
Definitely having that momentum coming off 2 wins is gonna make the team morale a little higher. Then again, we have seen that lead to cockiness, like we saw with High to You kind of throwing away 2 kills early in the previous game.
That's true. But they were able to clean up, no problem. We're now going
Yeah.
into the summoner loading screen here. We'll be able to see the summoners and figure out the actual lane matchups.
Switching to spectate here.
Oh yeah, great point. Spectate game.
And the Broloff skin.
Great.
The Bird of Prey Anivia. That's what I'm talking about.
That's actually the one you use, isn't it?
It is
Yep.
indeed. I like to be the Bird of Prey.
I actually have the rare Olympic skin, so I don't think I'll ever turn that one off. But I do.
Red, white, and blue.
Yep, I do own the Bird of Prey Anivia skin. A lot of skins actually coming from DWAI Gaming. They definitely, if we were going off of skins alone, we got
They definitely won.
4-1 victory there, and it's not looking good for Hoodrat at this point.
You look good. You play good.
I believe that's a 1K gold difference at the start, right? Or am I just making that up?
No, I believe it's 1K gold. You are correct.
Wow.
That's the skin advantage.
Yeah,
Very
it's,
decisive.
yeah, I'm really glad that Riot put that into the game. You know, encourage players to spend a little bit more money. And obviously, we're just trolling here.
Free to play, but pay to win.
Right.
Remember that.
EverQuest Online. I mean, I'm sorry. What are we playing? League of Legends. Great.
Oh, now, Tom.
Just looking at the portraits here, it looks like pretty even. We got 2 golds on each team, and just the 1 diamond on Cassin, which is terrifying. If you wanted anyone on Hoodrat's team to be the diamond player,
I'd go Nunu.
it's going to be Cassidon. He's going to be blinking all over the place, picking up kills, and really showing what it means to be AP carry. Looks like we got a pause here at the 8-second mark.
Oh, and that gives me a little time
to
look up this Cassidy. He's got 2,000 elo, but it's not one of his most played champs. He's predominantly a Nidalee player.
Oh,
Season 3, only 2 Cassidy games under his belt. Season 2, 4. So not a very heavily played champion for him.
well,
Let's see how he does.
he had some reason to pick it. I feel like you said he's a strong counter to Elise as well.
That is, according to Champion Select, with 800 votes, he's got about a 3-to-1 ratio
Oh wow.
for being a favorite against Elise. I've never played the matchup personally.
Yep. Oh, it looks like the pause is going to be canceled here, and we're going to be going live.
Jump to life.
Lanes splitting up here. Anivia opting for the flask and 3 potions, so she's looking to just sustain in lane, try to make it to that crucial level 6 for Anivia.
Even with the change in Flask, we are seeing 2 of those for Team DWAI. If I'm correct there.
Yep. Don't ward. And we'll see. We're already seeing 5 wards come, or 6 wards, sorry, 7 wards coming from Team Don't Ward. So a little hypocritical. Don't know how I feel about that, Bob. Meanwhile, we see an equal number, actually 1 more ward coming from Hoodrats. Looking to really cover that map. Katarina, 2 wards, 9 pots for her top lane matchup. Blind Frost Flash into the bush, not able to pick up anyone.
Oh, Katarina by her 1C. Will she be picked up here? She's getting flanked.
It's really going to depend on the path that they take here. She's got a bit of an opportunity to survive this, but
Don't check that bush.
Yeah, it looks
Good
like
folk decides to go to the west.
picks up the ward immediately. They have no vision on their own red. 1 ward down for Katarina, and even if they were to back out now, I would count that as a victory for Team Don't Ward. Looks like Hoodrats are content to just kind of guard their blue. Going to go ahead and pick up blue for the Olaf. And we're going to see a very interesting Elise Katarina top lane.
I'm curious to see how that turns out.
As am I. What did I say? Elise versus Katarina. MF versus Caitlyn. And Cassidon versus Anivia. I am scared for the Anivia. I have really bad luck with this matchup. And I do consider Anivia to be one of my strongest champions. She's trying to get in that early poke with the auto attacks before Kassadin's Q really starts to hurt. But that can be dangerous. As you'll see, he starts to turn it around. 1Q taking away a quarter of her health. Creep Wave doing a little bit of work too. And she's got to be careful about that. She doesn't want to be chugging potions this early into the matchup.
Kassadin has a rune page set up where he's starting out with 23 ability power at level 1.
And that's pretty significant. Nivea's also at 24, so pretty even there. But when your damage is reliant on a skill shot,
like that,
yeah, you're really putting yourself in a situation where you can fall behind quickly. Kassadin's not going to miss that Q, whereas
and that is
Anivia,
also why he got those boots and 3 pots,
Yep.
just so he could put a few more dodges in his game.
Anivia eating a lot of potions. She is doing well on CS right now, and I will give her that. She's not allowing Kassadin to bully her around.
Olaf doing what I wanted to see him do against this Cho'Gath, and that's invade.
They know they have the ward coverage. They know where Cho'Gath's at. Cho'Gath actually forced to back. I'm not really sure why he's deciding not to jungle right now. Did you see the Olaf?
I don't think so.
He had a lot of health and a lot of mana. I'm questioning that decision. Giving up the red buff completely for free. And Katarina's in a bit of trouble right now. Olaf...
Katarina's never in trouble.
That's a good point.
OP.
There's a ward there. No fear. But the Cho'Gath is now definitely behind. No buffs on the map left for him to pick up. And no red on that Cho is not going to be that scary.
Still got some good CC in his Q.
It's true. Katarina, Olaf, top lane, just going to go ahead and back off. Not going to catch that Katarina. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, MF maintaining a nice 5 CS advantage. Once again, Olaf top lane.
Seeing some sick Zyra poke.
Yep.
Very reminiscent of the high U2 game.
We're seeing Nivea actually getting caught by the rupture mid. The
Oh, will she get egged? First blood possibly on Katarina top lane? Will the Ignite do it? Yes! Ignite tick goes off.
able
Well
to pick up
done.
that first blood. Anivia actually egged under the tower in a bit of a disadvantage here. Cho'Gath going around in the bottom lane. And Kassadin actually pulling ahead in the farm now. And this is really the danger zone for Anivia. Her egg is down. Kassadin is one level away, or he's getting close to level 6. He's almost level 5. Anivia has to play a little bit scared here with a successful gank from Kassadin, or from Cho'Gath, flash down, egg down. And we're seeing a
decides to go hyper aggressive when she lands
big
that
attempt
stun.
there. Ignite's not going to do it. Kassadin's able to walk away.
Could
And
see
now-
a flash Ignite Q from Kassadin. No, his Ignite is down. My bad.
See mid or bot lane, MF it's about 10 CS ahead.
Oh, nice!
A double
Blow
kill
for
mid,
blow.
killing each other. And that's a great play from Anivia, I think. Trying to get that little bit of advantage before she hits 6. And I think that's where she really is going to be able to shine versus Kassadin. So they're just trying to get as much of an advantage early on as she can. Bot lane, MF showing a lot of pressure here. Up about 12 CS still.
That's good. From a Kassadin standpoint, he's only down 2 CS on Anivia, but both of these champions really take off at level 6. That's when
Yep.
Anivia is going to start to farm hard, but that's when Kassadin is going to become a big threat. At any moment, just leaping in on your face, doing his combo, and then
may-
walking out.
It may be a problem though for Kassadin. He's gonna have to gank bot lane. His top lane is way behind. She's about a level down. She just hit 5, whereas Elise is halfway to 6. And it's not going to be the best lane to gank. There's no CC for him really, and he's really probably going to want to go bot lane to try to pick up that kill on MF or Zyra, who are a little bit more squishy. Unfortunately, Zyra's going to have the snare. MF's going to have the damage to really force the Kassadin away. So I don't know that Kassadin's going to be able to make a play here. His best bet may be to just try to trade with Anivia.
I want to see Anivia constantly pushing mid to try and force that Kassadin to stay there or lose CS. You can go for a gank if you want, but I'm going to get your tower is the mentality I want her to be kind of employing. Just keep those waves pushed.
Yeah, and we already see Kassadin's natural magic resist really preventing Anivia from bullying him around too much. She landed her full combo on him, and he took about 10-20% of his health. And that's, you really want to be doing a bit more with those frost enhanced E's, frostbites.
I don't like her gratuitous use of the stun here. She's just inviting Cassidy really to rift walk onto her.
And he's getting, and he's getting some really good poking. She's already at, well, I guess she's at decent health now, but
right now I would be on her as soon as she stuns, just like that. Rift walk in.
And he's looking in a really dominant position right now.
She's got to hold on to that stun just to prevent him from doing that. As long as she holds that, he's going to be a little hesitant to do that.
As soon as she stuns and knows that the window's open, he's going to go in. And she's really just not doing that much damage with her ulti against the Kassadin with that much magic resist. Both mids just opted for the tier, the goddess. Both going to be very comfortable to just stay in lane farm. Kassadin actually rotating bot, looking for the gank. He's going to just kind of...
Here we see Anivia. Oh, there we go. Yep. Push that wave, baby.
And that's really the strength of Anivia. At level 6, I don't think that any champion really can compare to her wave clearing ability. And now Kassadin's going to take a bit of damage on his tower, lose a lot of experience. And that's the danger of Kassadin. If you're roaming a gank and you don't get those kills, you're putting yourself behind.
You're losing CS, you're losing time. This game is all about time and money.
It is. Gold is king. And as we see now, DWI, or DWAI, sorry, is... DWAI is already up 1,000 gold. That's in kills, and that's in overall CS advantage. It looks like Kassadin's now rotating top, really looking to secure an early kill here and put himself ahead of this Anivia, who's just going to keep farming the middle.
Why are they just standing in this bush?
Looks like Caitlyn's getting engaged on here, able to back off with the Blood Boil.
They had seen Olaf in the top river ward there, thought he might invade.
They were looking to make a play there. Not able to do so. Anivia rotating down. Is she just looking to pick up the Wraiths? Yep, trying to get a little bit extra farm.
Again, this is a very good strat. When you can, if it's fine with your jungler, pick up those Wraiths, pick up the enemy Wraiths as much as possible. Get yourself that farm.
Yep.
It's going to make you a beast.
Yeah, it's going to make your... and you're going to heal a little bit off of it, so it's not a huge mana sink. Looks like Kassadin trying to make a play here, rotating down. Doesn't know he walked right past the board. Yep. And making a play on Anivia. Those trades are really going in Kassadin's favor still. Just not able to do the damage.
She's going hyper aggressive. I feel like that ignite was a little impulsive, impetuous, but still flash ult
E too much. The auto attack seals the deal. And that was the ignite. It put Kassadin in a range where...
Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
He's a little bit... you don't expect birds... I mean, the Kassadin, yeah, he's going to blink towards you. Birds don't blink. They fly.
Was not expecting that.
Olaf going full man mode, chucks the axe, lands it. True damage on Katarina. We got Caitlyn. And still
going coming in. Will she land the long distance Q?
Meanwhile,
no, flash is out.
Top lane, Elise getting caught a little bit by the Cho'Gath, tries to repel, can't pick up the Caitlyn, gets picked up by the Nunu ultimate, and that's going to be a big Cho'Gath and a little spider.
Bot tower going down.
Will they choose to push it here? Some teams will decide to leave it up when they have an advantage. Anivia here, though.
There, I probably would have let the creeps just finish the tower, so they're losing the CS.
Yep. And a couple more seconds to try to do this dragon here. Purple does have it warded, so they know what's going on. Know that DWAI is backing off, and it looks like Olaf's happy to just start jungling again.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Purple is Team Hoodrat.
Correct.
Right? All right.
And don't ward all initiation. All right, so looking like a great...
See the Anivia really starting to take the advantage in CS over the Kassadin.
And that's that level 6. Kassadin's been roaming top, he's been roaming bot, and she's able to just free farm, use her ultimate. The tier of the goddess is gonna charge her mana back up. She has a blue buff. She's happy as a clam mid lane. Just push, 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 push. Surprisingly, Kassadin's tower is still pretty high health, but he has been pretty good about trying to defend. Cho'Gath getting a little caught here, taking some free poke, not doing a lot back. It's going to be up to Kassadin.
It will be a 3v2. They are going to continue to chase here.
Yeah, and Olaf landing those axes, dodging those ruptures, and really in a great position. Meanwhile, Elise getting some really good poke in on Katarina top lane. And there's it's looking really good for Team Don't Ward right now.
Saying both the AD carries are farming quite well, nearly perfect CS.
Yep, just a little bit of an advantage right now for Misfortune with that assist.
2 towers down for Team Hoodrat, though, is proving to be the deciding factor right now in this early game.
Yeah, it's a little bit of it's a good amount of global gold. It's also a lot of map control.
That's global experience as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So global gold, global experience favor in Team DWAI's hands.
Absolutely true. Not to mention the overall CS, again, in the favor of Team DWAI, and all things are looking up right now.
According to a gentleman in the stream, the team acronym DWAI is "Don't Worry About It."
Oh, okay. Okay, so I apparently got trolled by the chat earlier. It's not Don't Worry.
The trolls strike again!
Don't Worry All In. I actually like that name.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, don't worry about it.
We'll get it right eventually.
No, probably not.
Third time's a charm. We'll get there soon.
DWAI.
Can we just stick with DWAI?
I told you, just stick with DWAI. It
worry
sounds
about
French.
it.
It's cool.
I'm sure they're not too worried about it.
I'm sure that's in reference to their name, so,
Just don't worry about it.
I'm not going to worry about it,
Again, we're seeing the dragon lasting a very long time. Even though Don't Worry About It is clearly ahead, and they've got to be feeling strong, they're not pushing their luck. They know it's warded. They don't have the pinks for it. So they're just going to let it go, keep winning the lanes, and look for a guaranteed kill on dragon without any opposition.
There goes Anivia picking up those grapes again.
Yep, and Olaf doesn't seem to really mind. He's let's see, he's actually down on CS, and that could be a little bit of Anivia's work, but he does have the assist, and really, Olaf's going to be happy with the health, with the mana regen he's already got, and he's still going to be able to do his job without the Wraith Gold. We see that Hoodrats have actually lost vision on Dragon now, so they've got to be a little bit concerned about that. And they don't know right now that Don't Worry About It is gathering around Dragon. They have the pink down, and they're going to go ahead and start the Dragon.
Katarina coming down from top. We could see our first 5v5 team fight.
Yeah, there is potential there, but Hoodrat has no clue the positioning. They have no wards, and they're really not in a spot to try to contest this. The best thing that could happen is that they all escape with their lives, I would say. The positioning of Hoodrat right now really is not going to help with the team fight. All that's going to happen is Kasten could get caught. Cho'Gath runs in a little bit late. We're going to see another tower go down. I don't think Cho'Gath is going to be able to stop this.
This is some aggressive pushing from DWAI here.
Kassadin looking to do a little work, but forced to rift walk away. Caitlyn doing some work from the side, just going to go ahead and escape. Katarina picks off the Zyra. And it looks like not going to be able to secure any kills from Don't Worry About It.
Kassadin hanging over here in the side lanes, just looking to pick somebody off.
Elise looking for the tower dive there. Got a little lucky that it went out of range. I think she would have died instantly.
She is sticking around way too long.
Yeah, a little bit of an overcommitment there. And we see Don't Worry About It kind of throwing the game here a bit. Kassadin getting picked up, though.
There goes the Caitlyn.
And all of a sudden, it went for that Anivia egg, and I don't know how many times people forget about that. They will dive for an Anivia that's not going to die, and it's not the best play. A little bit of a misstep there from Hoodrats.
Birdbait, too strong.
And a bit of an advantage thrown away there as they lose 3 members almost instantly.
Is this Anivia going to try and snag the red buff? Anyone? No?
Looks like Katarina is going to be in the area to stop her anyway, and ping's going down on red. They know that it's vulnerable.
Katarina has kind of a weird build. It looks like she's rushing Warmogs as her first big item. I don't know if I agree with that. Elise does a percent HP based attack. But
we're starting to get in that team fight phase where she's probably not so worried about Elise as she is the Olaf, as she is the Caitlyn, or the MF, sorry. And just having tons of health, tons of regen.
You've got a Cho'Gath on your team. Do you really feel like you need to be the tanky Katarina? I'm just not.
I've been seeing a lot more of the tanky Katarina. She actually benefits a little bit more from spell pen than AP. Her ratios aren't really that great. So you really you don't necessarily need that much AP. So your longevity, your ability to get those resets, are really what's going to be your damage output. So I actually don't disagree with it. I think if they try to focus her, it could be a mistake. We're going to see Katarina put in a lot of work. Olaf landing the axe, not for the dive.
Good trade, Katarina. Good trade.
We do see MF coming up from behind, and this could be another tower in Don't Worry About Its favor.
I feel like this is their strat. They once they hit that 15-minute mark, Don't Worry really just decide, hey, we're going to push mid, and they steamrolled 2 towers down.
Yeah, and really no resistance. We see Caitlyn just farming bot, Anivia pushing mid as an Anivia is wont to do. And don't worry about it, they're doing a great split push right now, and they may get another tower, really uncontested. And I don't see them saving that tower. They're now
this
down.
is leading to a 10,000 gold advantage after this goes down.
And that's all that global gold. They really have very few options here, except for to just turtle and hope that Don't Worry About It makes another mistake.
Oh, that Anivia burst, so sick.
And the Angie's Torment almost finishing her off. Anivia doing tons of damage. Missing the Q though. Elise getting caught a little bit under the tower there. But
nice bullet time for Misfortune. Zyra ult knocking up the Cho'Gath.
Skirting the edge here, trying to survive. Elise gonna dive. They're gonna get another turret here. Potentially an inhibitor. And it's really gonna come down to this first. Again,
but that looks like an inhib is going down.
Yeah, they're just trying to force him off. Anivia completely out of mana, no, a little bit dangerous, but not enough follow-up from Hoodrats to be able to shut that down.
Katarina finally completing her Warmogs. Now the tides have turned. That red buff for Misfortune here.
Bit of a misward there in their jungle, just missing the edge of the bush there. But when you're 10k gold ahead, I think you're allowed to make those kind of mistakes. And we're going to see a mass recall. They're going to go spend their newfound gold.
Mass recall. Total recall.
MF just barely getting out there. And we see another Warmog going down on Elise, as well as a Last Whisper now on Misfortune. So definitely able to put out some big damage here.
Again, the Last Whisper, I'm looking at the enemy team's items. There's not a single, with the exception of Cho'Gath, who you're not going to want to target anyways, there's not any armor items on the enemy team. She just wants to penetrate 40% of their base stat armor.
Aegis just got finished, so
shit. Okay, they're gonna make me eat my words here.
It's gonna, it's gonna effectively nullify the Aegis.
4 armor off the Aegis.
Well, I mean, because the standard is about looks like Cassidy has 50. So I mean, it's gonna that extra 10, you're taking an extra 4, so I mean it's a decent build. She's gonna be doing next to true damage, and on those and with the Bloodthirster and already a surrender here. They know they're so far down. A little anticlimactic.
Well played.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Big cleanup there.
Don't ward all initiations. Don't worry, all in. Team DWAI.
Team DWAI. Cleaning it up, no problem. 20 minutes, 40 seconds.